friends. I hope this is working. I'm on my way home and and there's 3 deer while I'm driving by. That's a perfect confirmation. Maybe we'll see some on the camera. As I'm driving home, I'm looking at all the trees and thinking about how soon they're going to be getting their green leaves on and back in all their glory. And I stopped to think about how I'm learning to respect this stage through the winter and through the darker months, and when I dive into my shadow work, and I'm really finding beauty in I know a lot of people call it like the trees are dead, right? But they're not dead. They're just in a state of rest. And so I'm learning to respect that state of rest that nature has every year, and respect like the evergreens, right, that stay green all year round. It's kind of like gives us hope, right? So we don't forget. Nature has a lot of lessons for us if we pay attention. And that brought me around to respecting rebirth. Like, a lot of us are 100% fine about getting behind rebirth or glow ups, things like that. But there's a duality in everything, right? So with a rebirth, usually first comes some sort of death, right? And we see that a lot in literal life and death. One person dies, another person is born, right? But metaphorically, that happens in so many ways in our lives. Even like, I'm 49 this year. So there's a little bit of a sense of my youth, right? Like, I probably have been feeling this for a while, but for some reason, like 50, I feel like I'm stepping more into my wise years, and I'm farther away from my youthful years, right? So I always want to keep that childlike wonder, and I think that's great for all of us. And there's something to be said about initiations and new phases, whether it's in our life or what have you. And then I was thinking about shadow work, right? Because winter is like the prime time to do shadow work as far as the nature's energies supporting us doing that work. Let's see if we can, I don't know if we'll be able to see the lake. A little bit, it's out there ahead of us. It's such a beautiful drive home. These drives home are almost like a meditation. And my drives to work. So back to shadow work. So nature is in its resting stage, during winter, which is a great time to join or try to match energies with the winter energies when you're doing shadow work. However, I also want to respect the fact that some people are frightened to do shadow work, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but there's people that are kind of nervous that there's things under the surface that they suppressed for a reason, and they don't want necessarily to maybe remember. And so I'm also honoring the fact that you have to feel safe. You have to find a place of safety to do shadow work. And there's many ways to come about that. In my experience, I found I've now accumulated so many different tools of creating safety in my nervous system and my life that it just becomes easier and easier. I have tapping as a tool, breath work, meditation, journeys, visualizations. A lot of that stuff can help you bring your nervous system to a sense of safety, in which then you feel able to dip your toe in to doing the shadow work. And so my thought around this is that for a lot of us, we may have a hard time with winter already, right? Like seasonal affective disorder, or if you have any kind of depression or anxiety, sometimes winter is a hard energy to navigate in the first place. So I don't want you to take shadow work off the table other times of the year. So say spring and summer are easier times of the year for you, and they can help you feel safer, and you can always do shadow work during those times of the year and use nature to support your feelings of safety if you don't feel safe during the winter months. I kind of started out that way, and that's what made me think of it, because I was like, man, I can barely make it through winter the way it is. Like, I'm not going to dive into my deep, dark soul stuff then, right? Because I was just trying to survive the seasons the way it was already. And so I just wanted to come on and tell you guys that you don't have to dive into and it's not all scary stuff, okay? But I know some people are just worried that if they go there, they might find out something they don't want to know. But the shadow work isn't just bad things. In fact, the most healing part of shadow work is reclaiming and learning to love the parts of you that you maybe abandoned because someone else said they were bad or not good, and finding those gifts and talents within you that you knew about when you were younger and somebody like shushed them out of you, if that makes sense. Like maybe you were really good at telling when somebody was lying and your parents didn't like that, and so they were like, nope, we shouldn't say things like that, right? And you're probably an empath. You're probably a live walking lie detector test. I know I am. And maybe you could sense things about people or situations, and people were uncomfortable with that, and so they shushed you. That's just an example, right? Like, that's a superpower, and a lot of us get that stuff shushed out of us when we're little. And so part of shadow work is reclaiming those parts of us that are gifts and blessings and superpowers that we can use to be the creators of our own lives. And let me tell you, if you're feeling a pull right now, tonight's eclipse is huge for this kind of energy as well, and very potent. And tonight is not the only night you can work with this eclipse energy. This eclipse, mini eclipse segment is about 35 days long, but these eclipse seasons are so interesting to me. And I heard this, and I'm going to come back on and clarify, but I want to say this eclipse season is directly related to this time of the year about 20 years ago. So think about where you were in your life 20 years ago and what was happening, and see if some of those same themes are coming back around in your life now, because that's what eclipse season does. It like brings things back around for you to heal on a different level, or celebrate that you're in a better place now than you were then, right? So lots of energies going on. I'm hoping to go live a little bit later as well, but I just wanted to come on and give you a little insight on those things, and let you know I'm here. If you have any questions, you can just message me. I have tons of resources that will not cost you money. I don't want you to think this is being salesy. I know of a lot of free resources, good resources that you can go and check out and dip your toe in if you're interested in doing this kind of inner work. I know it's changed my life, and it's changed a lot of people's lives. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It's going to be beautiful out today. I'm hopefully going to get out in my yard and do a little yard work just because I just need to be outside. And I'm going to go for a walk. And there's a couple swans still here. I love those white swans. I don't know if it's here, but I think it was in Roy Lake. I saw a pair of swans earlier this year, and they had, I think it was 8 goslings. I think that's what they call swan babies. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's like a lot. That's a lot. And a lot of animal messages for me lately. I don't know if you saw my other post, but I just found a wounded bald eagle a couple days ago, so that was a journey as well. And so that's another little thing. I suppose that's why those swans showed up. If you're interested at all about learning about animal meanings, like animals showing up in your life, or if you're interested in maybe diving into what animal guides you have, I can also help you with that, and I have resources for that as well. So I'm gonna let you go with that, and I hope you guys have a lovely day and enjoy the weather. I'm going to send so much good juju out there that we don't get a blizzard on Saturday morning, and you guys can join me with that if you'd like. I don't want another blizzard, but I guess if we have one, it'll be our last one, right? So touche, Mother Nature. All right, much love, friends. Have a good day. Bye.